again, I'll gut you like a fish.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Behold! Fish boy!
This is my boomstick!
Red rum.
Garbage day!
We'll tear your soul apart.
Oh, yes. There will be blood.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Fuck the prime time, bitch!
Hail, Radma.
Okay, welcome back to the Three from Hell podcast. I'm Sam. I'm joined by Tony and Justin.
Hello.
And we just finished watching Malignant.
Cancer.
I went into that with literally zero fucking idea of what I was about to get into. I had no fucking idea what it was
Which
even
is
about.
fun to watch play out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it really
was
was.
very cool. Yeah, it was really fucking cool. I'm just going to jump straight into the credits in the cast. So this was
a lot of good stuff on this.
Directed by, the story was by, and it was produced by James Wan.
Let's fucking go!
Story credits also given to Ingrid Bisu and Akela Cooper. And
Good story, so shouts out.
Co-producer was Michael Clear.
The Ingrid Bisu is she's actually in the movie. She plays the cop that is like infatuated with Krakoa.
Oh, okay.
And she's married to James Wan.
Oh,
I forgot that fact.
Well,
That is a good
Akela
fact.
Cooper did the screenplay. I also have to... I have mentioned cinematography before, but I am especially mentioning the cinematography now. Michael Burgess, you did an incredible fucking job. Shout out. Fucking,
Yeah,
that
insane
shit
work.
was so good. Also, edited by Kiki Mori. You also did an incredible job.
Great editing,
and that was just beautiful to watch. Music. So the score was done by Joseph Bashara. Your production companies are New Line Cinema, Atomic Monster, Starlight Media Incorporated, and My Entertainment Incorporated. And it was distributed by Warner Brothers Pictures. Had a release date of September 10th, 2021, with a runtime of 111 minutes, at a budget of $40 million, and at the box office it lost money, only bringing in $34.9 million.
What do audiences know?
But this was a passion project for James Wan, who was fresh off of his Aquaman Unlimited Infinite Money glitch.
We had
DC
money to
run,
spend.
So
He said,
it making money was not that important.
He said, I'll make Aquaman, but I'm going to make some other shit too.
Yeah. I'll run through the cast real quick. Patricia Velasquez was Nurse Velasquez. Andy Bean played Frank. I'm not really good with like remembering characters' names except for like some of the main ones, so I don't remember any of these people. Ray Chase was the voice for Gabriel, and Marina
Good work.
Mazeppa
Great work on that.
was the physical performer for Gabriel.
I'll get into her, yeah.
That'd be the stunt person for Gabriel. Natalia Safran was Nurse Betty. Shantae Johnson as Beta? Sure. Dan Ramos played Basco. Zoe Bell played Scorpion. Paula Marshall was Beverly. Ruben Pla
I assume all the
was
weird names are
Officer
the prison
Ruben.
members.
Yeah, I would assume so, yeah.
I was like, who the fuck is Scorpion?
Amir Abuela played Dr. Gregory. Christian Clemenson played Dr. Victor Fields. Susanna Thompson played Gian? One of those, I'm sure was right. Jean Louisa Kelly played Serena, with Madison Wolfe playing the young Serena. Ingrid Bisu was CST Winnie, as Justin just pointed out.
Yeah.
Jake Abel played Derek Mitchell. Nicole, it's spelled like Nicole, but it has an M. Brianna White played Regina Moss. Jacqueline McKenzie played Dr. Florence Weaver. George Young played Krakoa Shaw, as we pointed out while watching the movie. Maddie Hassan played Sydney Lake, which was the main character's sister, if I remember correctly.
Yes,
McKenna Grace played the young Madison, and your protagonist for this movie, Annabelle Wallace, played Madison Mitchell. Real quick, before we get into everything, if you are interested in watching this film on your own time and not joining us for the watch along, if you want to sit down and enjoy it at your own
do it. It's
pace,
worth it.
Do that.
It's spoiler free too.
You can watch it free with ads on Tubi. You can watch it on Max with a subscription, or you can rent or buy it from anywhere you rent or buy your movies from. With that said, before we move any further, if you do want to watch this movie either on the Patreon with us or by going and watching it on your streaming services or buying it from wherever you prefer to buy it, stop listening now, go watch it, and then come back.
Do it.
Do it.
It's worth it. I'm telling you, it's worth it. I'm not lying.
This movie needs to be spoiler free if you've never seen it.
Yes, genuinely, if you've never seen it, like, if you don't want to rent it, you don't want to pay the money for it, and you want to watch it, like $1 a month on our Patreon, you can go watch it with us. We're not like the most serious people in the world, but I did have an out-of-body experience like a couple times watching it.
Several times.
Very good.
But yes, from starting at this point, it will no longer be spoiler-free. There will be spoilers starting now. With that said, Tony, you're up. Gabriel.
We want some facts.
Yeah. Well, what
so I mean, we kind of go over
week?
it. We kind of go over it in the film, but like once you get the reveal of Gabriel, like they literally, the whole intro was just telling you. I mean, like you could have made some guesses with how they were showing it, but like they literally like that whole sequence where they're cutting him out. They like literally show also too like the papers. They literally just mentioned Gabriel, the teratoma. Like if you were Hina, you would have known off the rip.
I not once had that in my head as that was going to be.
Well, she had him in her head, so
that's very true. That is very true.
It. But I'm going off IMDb here on this little factoid. The teratoma, funnily enough, teratome means monster, and then oma means tumor, and he was a monster of a tumor.
Was a monster of a tumor. That's pretty true.
But yeah, the biggest thing I got, I'll go over one thing I like, but like the biggest thing for this whole film is run off that Aquaman money. He just made a whole giallo film, like the outfit, the weapon, the setup, the mystery of who's killing to be like a sick, twisted version of the main character. Mainly, I know what bro was doing. I remember I was going to write an essay on this for my final horror film class on giallo. But then I wrote about a different movie. But I remember someone mentioned Malignant. I was like, I'm giving you your entire essay right here. I'm like, I know exactly what you're writing about. But this is just, it works so well. I don't know why. Like the twist and everything, it works perfectly. And I think there's a similar book by Stephen King called The Dark Half, which is like a similar thing about like twins in the womb coming out to make murder kind of thing. So good plot. They did a good plot with this. But the big thing, like you brought up with Gabriel, the way they're walking, you like at first you were like, is this a person walking backwards or forward? I will say, for the walking and running, no CG, and like I'm pretty sure. I mean, obviously there was some CG for like the Madison head, but that some of the time that was a mask, and Gabriel was being played by a contortionist. You named some of the actors and everything. I want to get this right because this is a very good actress. Marina Mazepa, M-A-Z-E-P-A, Mazepa. She's a Ukrainian actress.
I will go to her Wikipedia and see if I can find like the correct pronunciation.
Yeah,
I would
she's
like to get her name
a dancer
correct.
and contortionist from the Ukraine. But yeah, like perfect idea of having a contortionist play Gabriel. So you get like her running and it's like all the movement backwards. It worked perfectly in the film. Very, very good film. I only have good things.
She was a contestant on America's Got Talent season 14, apparently.
Oh,
that's crazy.
That is actually insane.
I cannot find a correct pronunciation for her last name.
I think I got it in the end, but
yeah.
You know, Gabriel, like the whole film, like it's such a good twist, but then also it's like it still gets you even though it's in your face. Like because Madison says so many times in the film, like, oh, like he's in my head or is all in my head. And then I know in the bathroom scene when he calls her on the phone, like she's looking towards us really on the phone, and her back of the head is in like to the window, but the window is like, or the mirror, sorry, the mirror, and like the mirror is like facing her. So technically, like, he's like talking right to her.
Yeah.
So much good shit. So much good shit. So much like you look at us like in retrospect, and you're like, oh damn, they were really cooking this all together.
Yeah, one of those that like your second watch through, all the little hints start to
really
actually like hit you because yeah, it's one of those. It was very well done.
But yeah, I think none too crazy, none too great. We kind of went over some of the film, but yeah, I mean throughout the film, check it out if you want to watch it. But yeah, Aquaman money really goes crazy to make a balls to the wall movie. And I will say, I guess it's another fact I know, the great cinematography in the house, like when those above shots and everything, I'm pretty sure it was like built, like that house was built, and I think they did it in like 2 halves or whatever. The way they filmed it like, so like she's going up the stairs and like it's like all connected, like for that whole like one shot scene. So they really did a lot of great like just like preparation just for this movie.
Very impressive. It's nice to see what a film can look like when it's a passion project versus
when there's love of the game.
Trying to make it a money making machine, essentially. Yeah. Tony, you wanna jump into the beat by beat breakdown of Malignant?
I could hit some of it for you and then pass it off. Let me try and think. Where do we even begin? I mean, we begin at
fucking Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, we begin at Arkham Asylum, really, where just everything is blowing up. You know something's going on with. I don't know if they mention his name's Gabriel off the bat. They might, but like, everything
in the captions it definitely does. I can't remember. If
in the
does,
captions,
like,
but
name drop or
because he uses the radio, but like arms are getting broken. They put the little sniper with the trank gun, like it's shooting like what is that thing they have like in the cartoons for like the little stick and they shoot the they just
blow dart.
The blow dart, yeah, blow dart. Like the blow dart gun for him. And then they cut out the cancer, and then we hit the crazy intro sequence with all the medical shit for malignant tumors and all that, cancer. But and then we just go to this crazy Goosebumps looking house where the most toxic not even toxic relationship. It's just like one toxic guy, but him and his pregnant wife, and she goes, my baby is hurting me, so I can't work. And he goes, I'm just gonna put your head through the wall, and then puts a crazy dent in the wall. And he's like, my bad. Yeah, as you do, a minor inconvenience of smashing your head through the wall where it left a fucking sizable dent. He does that. And I think she just it's like she locks the bedroom and goes to bed. And yeah, I think he just sleeps on the couch. And that is when her hitting her head, we learn later, reawakens Gabriel. But that's when like it first starts setting off. And in the night, he gets his neck snapped in like the most like bro is hitting the Jordan when they find his dead body. Like his neck is disconnected from his body.
Insane.
Yeah, like I know Gabriel smashes his head into the wall, but like, dude, he popped like a fucking cork. There's no way.
It legitimately looked like he dislocated his head from his spine.
Yeah,
and just like let it flop
crazy.
over. I mean, it looked
in his skin.
Yeah, while still in his flesh.
Yeah, and then obviously that's a traumatic thing, but she doesn't want to leave the house. So the police come in. They're like, "How did this happen?" And she's like, "I don't know. Someone broke in, I guess." And they're like, "Oh, okay, that's bad." But her sister, I think this is like her sister starts staying from here on with her, and Gabriel also tries to go after her in that night when she finds the body. And I think he like throws the whole door open and knocks her out, and that's that she loses another baby to that, which that's I think also why her sister stays with her because she's getting chased by like a demon, you think, until you realize what it actually is.
Yeah.
That's when the killings start more and more. I don't know if he gets the fit. I don't know if Gabriel gets the fit right off the bat, but I know that's when we go into like the underground, which is a real place, which is crazy. They go to the underground. They kidnap Serena. Is her mother's name? Serena.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Serena May. They kidnap her, and then he kidnaps her, and you're just like, oh, who is she? Because I thought she was one of the doctors, but she wasn't. But they kidnap her, And then the next Doctor, I think they go right to Weaver. I remember that from Call of Duty Zombies. Yeah, I don't know if they like did the cops like check out the underground at that point, or is that's unreported?
No, I don't think they ever go to the underground.
No, they don't go to the underground until Krakoa goes down there when he's chasing Gabriel.
Because Gabriel goes straight to the doctor that's just going to cut the cancer, and then bashes her brains in. That's where he gets the medical symbol, which he turns into his Giallo weapon, and that's when they find like he like took that part. And then I think at the same time, that's when we learn like the well, not before that, is when the Serena is like tied up in this fan room, like that's when he gets the diabolical fit. That's the suit up moment where you get the trench coat, no hat. He doesn't have a hat apparently, but the hat was in lockup, so he just didn't get to use it. But he gets the hat, the trench coat, and the knife, or I don't know what you call it, trophy, I guess. It's a trophy that's sharpened. And then he just like really goes on like a spree of killing those doctors from the beginning, while Madison more and more in her house starts to realize like she thinks like she's seeing visions of the killings happening, but she's at them. But she's seeing Gabriel do everything. And the cops don't really know what the fuck to do about that until kind of I don't think they find the guy at the across from the silver cup is when she fucking gets him in his sleep, and she's like in sleep paralysis, and they get the cool poster shot with the great lighting. But yeah, that dude gets stabbed that dude gets stabbed in the teeth.
Yeah, that
I don't
was
even know how you do
insane. That. Turned his fucking face into Hamburger Helper.
Yeah, he. I don't even. I mean, they definitely found the body, but if they didn't know about it, they would not be able to recognize who it was. His jaw was like gone. But that's when they're like, all right, something's going on. How is she seeing these murders? And they draw up the fucking sketch of Gabriel, and they do the sloth line, which was good. But no one's believing her until they keep getting more and more lore on. Oh, I forgot. Oh, damn it. I was going to say, they get more and more on her backstory, how she was adopted. But that makes me forget the needle drop earlier when we get the first, the Pixie remix, Where's My Mind? When we get the crazy, Bojangles, I think, reveal we did in the movie where you dropped the Bojangles.
There are no cookouts in the state of Florida.
Oh my god, then the fucking... Such a good moment. It's so campy, but it's so funny. Like
I'm adopted. Boring.
everyone's reaction to stuff in this movie are like so goofy, but they work. Oh my god, what happens after? Someone update me about the after.
My brain is mush. After that, I think.
I feel like I got Gabriel in the back.
Is this
of my
when
mind.
they get
the mother starts showing them the videotapes,
the medium or something like that?
Well, the mother shows.
Oh
the
yeah,
videotapes.
so they go to her adopted mother's house. Yeah.
First Krakoa Googles the last doctor. Well, he finds the information about the doctor.
Yes,
the doctors that worked on her when she was a kid, and then
they also had the sketch guy and they realized it was Madison.
And it was just straight up Madison, and then she left. Also, Madison is in the police precinct, and Gabriel just straight up calls her.
Yeah. That's when he talks to her in the mirror, like the window.
In the mirror.
I don't know why he's in the window.
But yeah, he ends up just doxing the last doctor. He straight up just Google searches this dude's name, and then he's like, "Okay, I have your address now."
Yeah, his home address.
I don't remember that
Google
doctor
search.
at all. He was just on his iPad, and then he
was in his on his iPad in his bathtub, and then
on TikTok,
and then he's dead. And then Krakoa chases him.
The chase where
Gabriel
does like 15 backflips off the fire escape, and then goes in the underground just to fucking troll. Because by the time Krakoa gets to the bottom of the underground, misses every shot somehow like a stormtrooper, and then Gabriel just fucking goes back to the surface. It's like, thanks, bro. Just took him to Wonder City
After
from Batman Arkham City.
Go into the Halloween 2 boiler room again.
I know this is literally the boiler room.
Yeah,
1-to-1, the red light and all. I think like it might be before that or after that, but then like they're slowly piecing together more lore about Madison's background, which is causing. That's when they do the hypnotist thing, the hypnosis, and you get you start learning more about Gabriel was influencing her through like the calls and everything, and through her brain, and then we tried to make her kill her sister, until she woke up from like the world melting around her, which is a great effect how they do that in the film, like the sleep paralysis kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But that's when you get the Orange Cassidy jumps through the fucking ceiling, where the Serena lady falls through the ceiling, and you learn it's been the house the whole time, this goofy ass house, and all its parts. I was have a giant fan, no one noticed. A giant fan hole, no one thought about that.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Dude, she pays crazy rent.
I just remembered because of the kill count for this movie. Where is that fan located on the house? You don't see it in the exterior shots of the house. Where
Yeah,
the
'cause
fuck is that fan?
Because you have to that definitely gets like electric. So who what is she paying for that for? She has like 15 chairs, a giant fan, like what the fuck is this house? A stained glass window.
6-bedroom house, and she lives there by herself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how who built this house. They put a crazy Zillow listing up for that. Yeah, but then of course she goes to jail because there's a kidnapped woman in her house and all the diabolical fit and all.
Yeah, right before that, they're like,
yeah.
So you're telling me that this murderer is your imaginary friend? They're like, this bitch is fucking crazy. That's
when, before the reveal, you're like, maybe it is an imaginary friend. And like the movie doesn't know, like, you don't know where it's taking you because you're like, what are we doing here? Like that, you start thinking like they're running weird. Like, what's going on with this movie? And as she's going to jail, and everyone in jail is just being a super asshole to her because it's jail. That's when her sister almost fucking flies off a cliff to go to the sanitarium to go find more on her. And surprise, surprise, everywhere in this movie, nothing happens in the spooky mansion. The spooky insane asylum, everyone's fine. She just goes right home, watches the tapes.
Yeah, it's really fucking weird. There's like a noise behind her too, like a fucking clattering or something in the dark.
Yeah, probably just rats.
Yeah,
well, yeah. I mean, it makes you think like, oh shit, something fucking bad's about to happen, and then it's a direct jump cut to her putting the tape in the VCR at her fucking mom's house.
And as we learn, like as the prison is about to learn what's happening to Madison, we learn that Gabriel, he was just a whole teratoma on her back, and not like a ball of skin or something. No, he's just like a beast, like little ass arms, demon head, rib cage,
like a quarter of a human.
Yeah, and they were like, this is and he has powers for some reason. It's like electric powers somehow, as you do. So
yeah,
they're like,
that's not explained.
They're like, we just gotta like cut this dude. We just gotta like they literally skin him alive and just shove him back into her.
Yeah,
and like
shove him into his skull.
And they must have done good work because she somehow never noticed anything in the back of her, like her head, her hair can go back, but like her back, you didn't notice the arms or anything. But then, she turns into Gabriel and starts literally murdering everyone in this prison, ripping their faces off, breaking their arms, having them get shot by cops who don't know what they're doing.
Big fucking gore.
Yeah, it was like a massacre.
Super fucking cool.
Oh, but it doesn't stop there because they then murdered the entire Seattle police force in like a crazy action scene where everyone's getting hit with chairs and eviscerated. There's no more police force by the end of this movie. They're all gone.
Gabriel cuts one dude's arm off.
He did a clean break. Like that's a crazy trophy he sharpened. The entire because that's when James I almost said James Gunn, James Wan's real wife, I forget the character's name, when she finds them because she's hid in the closet while Gabriel's fit back. She's like, "Oh, who do I call? The police?" This is a great line because I forgot about that. But then I was like,
"Yeah." She was like, "Why am I calling the poliese?" As they're in the police precinct, and Kakoa and whatever her name is,
paramedics stay. Just awful. There's no one left. Everyone got eviscerated and hit with chairs. But Gabriel's on his way to the hospital to kill Serena because he is bad. He was, obviously cut apart, and also he wants to be Madison's only sibling and not these fake sisters that she has because she's adopted. But she blew up a cop's pacemaker at the fucking hospital. Kind of a dickhole move. Gabriel's a real dickhead the way he just hits people with stuff. I mean, I get he's angry, but Gabriel's just a fucking asshole this whole movie.
Yeah, they were just trying to escape. So like Kakoa and
because he didn't believe Serena.
Yeah, Kakoa and the other woman cop are trying to escape after the fight with Gabriel in the precinct where he kills everyone else. And then Gabriel is also trying to escape, and he just yeets a chair at them and knocks them both down for no reason. Like they're going separate directions, and he just throws a chair at them and hits them.
Just to do it,
just for no reason.
But I don't think he gets to the hospital first, but he gets there soon after she does to help Madison's mother. but he attacks her, I think, first, but he doesn't throw the chair on her. He doesn't throw the hospital bed on her until like they're in the room. I don't remember. He definitely had a fodder. I don't remember how it all plays out fully. I just watched it, but I just know he throws the entire hospital bed on her, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna kill her." But Madison is still stuck in the fucking spirit realm, looking at all the dead cops. And then Gabriel just shoots. Serena's trying to hype her up and be like, "Nah, this is your body." But Gabriel just shoots Serena in the head and kills the mother. But wait, there's more. It was a dream. Yeah, Madison just gets all the spirit powers back because they're the same person, and she learned how to overcome Gabriel and locks him in super jail in her mind. And we have a happy ending, or do we?
A fucking electricity crackles at the end, and then we cut to the credits.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was also a line about like Gabriel, like you're never gonna be able to get rid of me, and next time she'll be ready. So there is very open-endedness that like if they wanted to make a sequel, they could. I don't think it's gonna happen.
It wouldn't have the same reveal. And in a perfect world, Aquaman 2 would have made enough money where he could have done it again.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, James
guess
Wan
we
lost
hate life.
the DC Infinite Money glitch, and
That's DC's fault. James Wan was doing
that's
good.
The Rock's
Yeah.
fault, actually.
yeah,
Yeah,
gotta
it actually
help
is his
Dwayne.
fault. Fuck you, Rock.
Yeah,
Fucking
fuck you,
asshole.
fuck you, Dwayne. Final boss, my ass.
Go enjoy A24, you prick.
But
Fucking
Goofy ass pickup.
Malignant 2 seems to be out of the question for the time being, but
Which is
not
fair.
out of the realm of
You're never
possibility,
going to
I
get a
don't
twist like that. But
Yeah,
the Pixies
it's-
music, it's all perfect. Such a goofy,
think.
perfect
It's one of those
Goofy
where
in a good way.
you want a sequel just to like tie up the loose ends that they did leave, loose on purpose, but at the same time you don't want one because I can already tell now a sequel would not have the same feeling as this one.
I don't think it needs a sequel.
Because you had so many
It
like
would feel
twists
too,
and
like,
like, what are we
Dream
doing?
Warriors to me.
Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't have the same build up. Like you wouldn't have like the murder mystery. Like what are we doing here? Like everything hits so perfectly each reveal that by the end you're like, all right, it's a good standalone film. It's just a good line that be like, what is it? I mean, Gabriel's still there. You can't just get rid of him by locking him in mind prison, even though she has like the superpowers somehow that you get from having a twin.
Right? Yeah.
I'm
I feel like
gonna logic out the window for that.
I feel like a sequel, like the majority of it would be spent in that like mindscape of them two like doing brain jujitsu or some shit.
Yeah. They probably do
just don't think
something,
it
but
would
I
translate too
keep
well.
it singular. Keep it singular. Malignant was such a perfect out of nowhere film to make.
Yeah, dude, it was so good.
Giallo was back, baby.
But yeah, that was Malignant. Justin, I think you've got some Rotten Tomatoes shit to tell us.
Yeah, it's time for the Rotten Tomatoes scores. Before we get into our feelings about the movie, I'm going to read off some Rotten Tomato scores and some reviews from the audiences about Malignant. So, Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 77% from all critics, which is really fucking high considering.
Good, yeah.
Top critics at 63%. All critics, it's 77. Verified audience, it's 52%, and all audience, it is 53%.
What?
Audiences, for once, I agree with the critics and not the audience. What do you?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
So, pretty middling of the road score there from audiences at the very least. Critics seem to have liked it, at least more so than the audiences did. Let's go ahead and read some reviews. I'm going to, of course, go ahead and go through some of the shorter reviews here that were from the critics, as well as some of the worst reviews because they can be funny when people decide that they're going to put doo-doo doggy ass as their review for a movie, and that's it. So we have here.
I'll be disappointed if
Malignant.
that's not an actual review for it now.
You're gonna be disappointed. Malignant is saved by an audacious, stunningly mounted third act and a clearly a vintage James Wan in its glorious lunacy. If I can say words without having a stroke.
Yeah, I can do that.
throwback to early campy 2000s horror is a bold move, one I feel that pays off in gruesomely fun fashion.
True.
Bonkers brilliant.
Oh.
An insane, brutal gore fest that took me back to watching horror films all through October with my dad when I was younger. Campy, unique, and original. It won't be for everyone, but embrace it all. You'll love it.
Bro's cooking. I agree with that review.
I laughed so hard I gave myself a headache. Okay.
Whoa.
That one's a positive review.
That is good.
Malignant left us speechless, unable to process what we just watched, and who pitched this?
Me, I did. I probably pitched it.
Oh, hey, Tony, this one's for you. Malignant aims for sensory overload, but not in the delightful ways of Argento or Mario Bava.
I mean, I guess what they're going for. He's a little more campy with it, but yeah, he goes for the same vibes. What are you talking about?
The freaky twist deep into the story will elect delighted gasps from some viewers and involuntary giggles from other audience members. Indeed, much of the movie operates on this tightrope of reactionary uncertainty.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to...
I'm still thinking about that review in the beginning that you said like the third act saves it. It's like, I don't know about just the third act. There's a lot of actions in the third act, but
yeah,
ridiculous and horrific in equal measure.
Yeah.
I guess I should like do this real quick. So the one I just read is 2.5 out of 5.
Okay.
The one that I
only half.
Yeah. The one that I just read with the giggling and bullshit, that's a 2.5 out of 4, which is weird.
All right.
They're giving good reviews. They're giving half scores. I don't get it.
These scores are like all over the place. The Mario Bava one is a 1.5 out of 4.
Okay, dude. That guy just wanted to flex that he knew Giallo films, but he still wanted to be
real.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
This person gave it a C grade. The Malignant left us speechless and unable to process and whatnot.
It seems like people don't know how to write reviews, but also score them.
Yeah, it really doesn't look like that.
I mean, when you're going out of 5 is your problem, because you're like 3 is the middle ground, 2 sounds like I hate it, and 5 sounds like I love it too much. But it's like, then don't like glaze it in the review and then give it a 1. I don't know.
Yeah, real.
Moving on to some audience reviews, because those were just some. Unless I find a random like. Let me just like look real quick. Did Roger Ebert fucking review this movie?
He did.
Did he say anything about this? I don't see him.
In my brain, he's dead, but I might be wrong.
No, he's not dead.
And how hard he is if he hates this movie.
Hold on, I'm actually gonna look, because like I'm back in 21, which is when the movie came out. So I'm gonna see if
oh my god,
I can find
one. Yeah, Jesus.
I'm gonna see if I can find. I'm gonna see if I can find a real quick Roger Ebert review, which I don't think he reviewed this movie, which is kind of crazy to me. Because you would think this guy got nothing better to do than review movies, so you'd think he'd say some shit. Let me just make sure I'm not going crazy, and then I'll move on to the audience reviews, just for fun. Because we gotta get
the audience reviews. I wonder how they are, because for the critic reviews to be 70%, but then that low, it's like
it's not even 77%. Like it's really like really high.
I don't know what to say.
Roger Ebert. No Roger Ebert this time.
He's dead.
All right. Alex A says 1 star. This felt like a parody movie. Juan is a top tier director. Not sure what happened here. The acting, the plot, the scares, all scarily bad. May 15th, 2024.
It's a generic Insidious fan. He doesn't like anything that's not just jump scares. You don't know the sauce. What does he know?
God awful acting and cringe, says Matt M with 1.5 score.
There was one dude in this whole movie I thought was a bad actor, and he died immediately.
I think people hate the female acting, which is crazy, because I
thought they
it's
all
not
did a
bad.
really good job.
it's a good sister lead. Like I feel like none of the lines really hit bad, at least to me. That I'm like, oh, this is cringe. Like I don't know. People are just complaining.
People just hate women.
I'm learning that. It's crazy.
Truly, they just hate women. The plot of this entire movie is in the credit sequence, which seems to be stolen from a much better film. Spoilers for 7, I guess, on this podcast. The plot itself isn't new. Watch Basket Case instead. Did James A. Janice write this fucking review?
No, I will say this does. I forgot about that. I forgot about the whole review. That this is very similar to Basket Case.
Yes, it is very similar to Basket Case, which is very
Giallo
funny.
meets Basket Case. Yeah, Basket Case is a whole different area camp, which is good. But I'm glad a movie like Basket Case and Giallo get brought up into something like this. Shout out James Wan for doing that.
Holy shit! The acting is cheesy and the soundtrack makes it unbearable. What movie were you watching?
That's
Some
crazy.
people hate the "Where's My Mind" needle drop, but it's so funny to me that and it works. I don't know. It's funny. I like it.
New cult classic in the making. Very different story, but had a Drag Me to Hell vibe.
There you go.
Dragon
Okay.
Ball, yeah, that's been yeah.
Malignant was fun at times. First hour or so was fairly eerie. Then it became a little desperate and cheesy with a few good fight scenes. The only chills I got were from the very ropey acting. More suspense and less boring blood and gore would have been a much better direction, but that's all subjective. Well, and this is 2.5 stars.
Well, at least he said subjective.
Reviews like that make me feel like these people haven't actually seen movies with bad acting.
They just don't like seeing acting.
Like they've only ever seen like blockbuster films, and then this was their first like going outside of summer blockbuster.
I guess because they've seen James Wan
Territory.
and they're like, oh, what horror movie did he make? And they're like, why is there action? Why is it like?
Yeah,
they're like, why are they screaming? I don't know.
If you see James
Aquaman.
Wan's name attached to something and it's a horror movie, like how are you not expecting there to be gore? Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought the gore in this, in comparison to other shit he's done, it was pretty fucking tame.
Yeah, even for like even the CGI of some of the gore and blood, like I don't think it was like some of it was noticeable, but it wasn't like, oh, that's bad noticeable. It was like, all right,
yeah,
that works pretty well, especially how they do the Gabriel stuff. I think he was on his best behavior. I think he did good.
This person says best movie I've seen in my entire life, 5 stars.
That's insane.
just real weird. I have to read this review because the score fucking completely does not jive with what they wrote the grade letter in the actual review itself. And then I also want to read it because there's emojis in it, and I am going to read the emojis out in 4-leaf clover.
Oh,
5.8 out of 10.
What?
Okay, hold on.
That's
Before
a
I continue,
mathematical equation for rating his fucking movies.
hold on, wait. But before I continue, the rating itself on Rotten Tomatoes is 2.5 stars, 5.8 out of 10.
I guess that's half.
Sure.
Sure.
I would run that up to whatever. It does not matter. It does not matter.
That little brain tumor is such a silly nuisance. Just loves chaos. Person questioning things. Hard eyes. At this point, they should just cast McKenna Grace as every young version of everyone. Oh, I guess that was the little girl?
I assume, yeah.
This can be a very fun movie and then a very frustrating movie. I love certain sequences. I mean, you probably know the ones I'm talking about, but at the same time, this is a very big mess and an enjoyable mess. And I just love that yummy gore. Gabriel is just so goofy.
People love
Gabriel's just so goofy. Don't you kind of just want to be his friend sometimes?
Yes.
This dude might be unhinged.
Also, this music is like banger. I'll be listening to it on max level volumes so my eardrums bleed out. It's that hype. I mean, James Wan knows how to turn a horror fan on, but unfortunately, I feel like there's too much going on for me to fully appreciate it. Grade B-.
This person is high who wrote this.
Wait, okay, so it's a 5.8 out of 10, a 2.5 out of 5, and it's a B-.
Yes, correct.
The scoring.
It's all over the place.
Well, our scrolls would be simpler, I guess.
I want this review
Yeah.
to be the fucking pot art.
Yeah, that is a crazy review.
I should screen. That should be the pot art.
That's fucking insane.
I need to find one more unhinged one like that, and then we can close this segment out. Because like that's so fucking unbelievable. Oh my god,
that is the craziest review I've heard of this. That's like every thought I've heard of this movie just like turned into one review.
I ain't reading that, dog.
Yeah.
I opened this review. It's a 4-star review, but it's real long, and I'm like,
It's
I'm
like
not
4
reading it.
paragraphs long.
It's a Simon review.
Yeah, you're right.
Says outside.
Let's give this one a shot. It's 4 stars from August 11th, 2023.
Okay.
Malignant is a ride worth taking for any horror fan. The acting and writing are not particularly great. I disagree. But I think it plays into some of the more campy elements of the story. I think there are plenty of creepy and thrilling moments, and when the movie's big reveal happens, I immediately wanted to watch it again. It is tough for a movie to genuinely surprise me with a twist, but I really never saw the one in this movie coming. And I don't think many others will think of it either. I have to give James Wan props for making a movie with this level of creativity. Overall, it is a violent, unsettling, and bonkers ride that I thoroughly enjoyed watching, particularly in the final act.
Okay.
I think people are like across the board all over the place, but I think they're getting it kind of right. There's it's good camp. I think they're getting that. Some of them are just confused on what they expected out the movie.
This 5-star review says cinema may have peaked here.
He might be right though. He may be spitting. No bias.
But that is it for the reviews from the critics. Sorry, Roger Ebert. I guess you didn't want to review this movie. Fuck you.
Rest in peace.
He's not dead.
Yeah, rest in peace.
He'll be tomorrow.
Tony's gonna kill Roger Ebert.
That's a guess.
And then some very unhinged fucking audience reviews.
Unhinged, and I'm one of them, so I'll take
and
it.
And now it's time for our reviews. Tony, take it away. What are your thoughts
Tony,
about
you're
this
up first, big
movie?
dog.
I think I've summed up my thoughts all across the board how I feel about this movie. But if I'm going to 10, I won't give it perfect. Obviously, it has some whatevers. But I think I'm gonna give it a 9. I think I'm gonna give it a 9. I think this Giallo did not die, but let's say it died at a certain age, and welcome back. It's back. James Wan, good work. 9 out of 10. I like it a lot.
All right, Sam. This is the big reveal because
we're doing the
first time
we're
you
doing
watched
the we're doing the big reveal. We're doing it last. Justin, you're up next.
Yeah, true.
All right, fine. I'm with Tony on this one. I don't think I could give it a perfect score as much as I would like to, because I can nitpick parts of the movie just to knock points off of it. Because there was CGI blood, and I hate that, but there was a lot of practical gore, and that makes up for it. There's a little bit of stuff that's like never truly explained about like Gabriel, with like him having telekinetic, well, not telekinetic, but like the electrical powers.
Yeah.
And like, what's the reason for him having to call her when he's on the back of her skull?
He's got a good plan, dude. He's got a good plan.
Yeah, it is all leading to the reveal, and it does keep the mystery alive the whole time. So it's pretty cool. Even though that stuff's not really explained, and it literally is just a nitpick for the sake of taking points off the movie. I agree with Tony 100%. It's a 9. It's so very close to being perfect. It's really, really good.
No,
I feel like I got a lot of pressure on me now. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Well, if you do watch the Patreon feed, you'll hear me say this, but I'll say it again for those who decide not to do that. The cinematography for this movie was so fucking good. So good. The visuals were incredible. The story itself was really good. I don't know what the fuck all these other people were talking about. I thought the acting was really good, minus the one dude who literally died 5 minutes into the movie. So like, great, we got the worst fucking guy out of here.
Fair.
Some of those reviews are talking about how like the the third act is where it picks up or whatever. I don't think it's an issue of like that's where it picks up. I think it's simply a thing of like it is broken down into 3 separate acts, and those 3 acts are almost like completely different genres of movie, where the first act is like a very like suspenseful, like paranormal sort of thing going on, and then we get into the second act and it turns into like a mystery thriller, and then by the time we get to the third act it's like an action horror sort of deal, which I don't think it didn't feel disjointed to me, but it was a little like it flowed okay, but I feel like it could have, if they had just blended all of it together and flowed with it naturally in that way. Because I mean, in the beginning, it's like doors are opening on their own, and like there's is this dude a demon or like what the fuck ever, and I get that plays into like not knowing what the fuck the dude actually is in the beginning. But it does kind of disconnect a little bit, where it is like I can see how it feels like it's a bit directionless in the tone that it's trying to go with. I don't see it that way, but I kind of do have to like docket points for that, because it does feel like it was 3 separate things just kind of stacked on top of each other. Not that it was bad, and I'm also not giving it a perfect 10, obviously. I loved so much of it, and that bit is like, it is pretty important to the structure of it, but it's not so important that I like completely hated it. I'm not going to give it a 9, but I will give it an 8.5.
I'll accept that. That's a good score.
I feel like it like I said, I don't feel like it's disjointed. Like it never threw me off, but it is a little. It did throw me off a little bit when we did get out of like the paranormal shit, and then we got into like the mystery thriller, like fucking evil NCIS kind of shit or whatever. You know what I mean? Where like, we have detectives and people are like investigating these crimes, and it was like, it did kind of feel like it was supposed to be 3 separate movies at one point, and then they just kind of combined all of those into 3 separate acts, which wasn't terrible. I thought it was really cool, but it did feel a little awkward whenever we were shifting into the next tone that the film was gonna go with. Yeah, 8.5 out of 10 is what I will give Malignant.
Based.
That's pretty good.
Very good, very fucking good. Genuinely, that's my only real complaint with it, is that it did shift tones in kind of a weird way. Which is never like a bad thing, but it shifted tones twice, which I thought was kind of weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really fucking good. I would gladly watch this again without hesitation.
Let's go.
And it kind of is one of those. It is one of those movies you have to go back and watch again, knowing, what the big like twist is, and then you can go back and see like the subtle hints and shit that they dropped.
Yeah,
some of the hints aren't even that subtle.
Yeah.
They beat you over the head with it essentially, but
some of the hints aren't even subtle. Like the opening credit scene is literally him being fucking removed from the back of her fucking head. You just don't know that when you're first watching it.
James Wan's like, no one's gonna fucking think about that when they're seeing this movie. They're all stupid.
Well. And they're right.
And he's right. Shout out James Wan.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, great job to everybody involved with this. It not even making its money back at the box office is an absolute travesty.
Yeah, that pisses me off.
Goddamn the United States of America, you should treat filmmakers who make good films better. It was, yeah, it was.
I'm not giving them the excuse, but I'm saying they probably gave that as their excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Malignant. Next week, we will be returning to the Halloween franchise for at least 3 more movies before we take another break from it. But
what do they got left?
I don't know. We're gonna see what's going on in the wild, wacky world of Halloween 4. There's a lot of changes going on with the franchise at this point after Halloween 3. There's some people not coming back. There's some new people coming in. It's going to be a little weird. We're going to see how we feel about it. This is where the franchise gets a little crazy, if you ask most people. And And a very important person to the first 3 movies is no longer involved.
Noticeably absent.
Oh no.
But yeah, that will be next week. Y'all want to add anything before we close this one out?
Are we going to talk about the
Before we.
Oh yeah. Take us into it.
So,
I don't know how to lead us into that.
Yeah, I'll let you handle this, Justin.
okay. So, we are not, this podcast specifically, like Sam and I do other shit with You Damn Right. The name itself comes from wrestler D'Lo Brown. And this is not a wrestling podcast. However, shouts out D'Lo Brown. But
I mean, these podcasts do go up on the same feed that our wrestling podcasts go up on as well. So
if somehow you know us for the horror pod and not the wrestling stuff, thanks. And also how.
Yeah, true.
But
also, if you're not interested in wrestling at all, you don't want to hear us talk about it, you can leave now. We finished talking about the horror stuff. There are horror elements to what we're about to talk about, but if you don't care about wrestling, this is completely irrelevant to you.
Yeah, I'm Justin, that's Sam, that's Tony, we are the Three from Hell, and then you can just shut this off.
Yeah, yada, 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 yada. Anyway.
Anyway, so this past Monday night on Monday Night Raw was, in the main event segment of Monday Night Raw, was the debut of the long-awaited faction, the Wyatt Six, spelled SICKS.
Sick.
This is what this is what the
streets needed.
Yeah, this is what the streets were clamoring for. This is his brother, Bray's brother, Bo Dallas was what his name was in the Fed, and a couple other wrestlers that were on the roster who kind of fit the bill, and then they re-signed Eric Rowan, and they made their debut on Raw. And the reason why we're talking about it on this podcast is because they fucking killed people.
Yeah, they shot people in the head.
They killed people on Raw. That's what it looked like at the very least. The big horror ass moment. Nikki Cross came out looking like a fucking Silent Hill nurse with the lantern. Eric Rowan had the rabbit mask on and had the hammer from the Bludgeon Brothers. Rest in peace, Brody Lee. And they killed. He apparently killed Gunther with that, and some other random fuckers. Dexter Loomis was in the gorilla position. The gorilla position. And he was sitting on top of like what I can only assume is a TV that they use in the back, which looks like I don't remember if it's like an actual TV or not, but like he was sitting on that. And he took out a bunch of people, including Steve Corino.
Question mark.
Question mark?
Yeah, question mark. And anyone else that was in Gorilla?
Chad Gable got shot in the fucking head.
Braun Strowman. Yeah, we haven't gotten to him yet. Yeah, and he was in the Mercy the Buzzard mask, which looks sick as fuck. All these masks are, by the way, before I continue,
Tom Savini.
Tom Savini helped make them, and then is it Jason Baker is his name?
I'll double check right now because he does great work.
He did the mask for the Black Phone. I know that.
Which is very similar to Uncle Howdy.
Which is very similar to Uncle Howdy's mask.
Jason Baker, yeah.
Okay. I know he's done other masks.
He's done Slipknot, I'm pretty sure.
Slipknot.
Mm-hmm. Tom Savini has also done some Slipknot masks.
That's so sick. I didn't know that, actually. That's sick as fuck. So, then we go to the, like, even backer stage, for lack of a better term, because we are backstage already.
And
then
backstage.
To the back, we have Joe Gacy in the Huskus the Pig mask, mewing, as Tony described it after we watched it. Chad Gable got shot in the head. I don't know which one of them has the gat.
The guy. Dude, Jason Baker's working on Terrifier 3. That's crazy.
That's fucked up.
I didn't even know that till now. Wow. Chad Gable's dead.
Oh, yeah.
Chad Gable's dead.
Uncle Howdy aura.
And then
Uncle Howdy in the most insane backlight.
crazy aura.
The little hand motions
Uncle
he
Howdy.
does, and a crazy, way better improvement of his last outfit.
Yeah.
He has more dreads. He has not a full mask, little smaller hat.
Yeah, he looks significantly better than he did for the previous time we've seen him, which was
When he
back
died.
in. He died, right?
Yeah, we have
Well,
zombie.
I think the
Uncle
last
Howdy.
time Bray was in a ring, it was with him when they were about to start the tag team stuff. They jumped Hit Row.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I remember that now that you say it, but I was gonna say the last thing I remember seeing Uncle Howdy in is the Mountain Dew pitch black
Yeah,
match.
that was crazy. Also, Nikki Cross updated her Twitter where she's like full into this, and then Eric Redbeard, I read his Twitter at Rowan also tweeted the rabbit, so they're all like tweeting now.
Yeah, I saw Joe Gacy tweet the pig mask
Yeah,
as well. So then with Uncle Howdy showing up, crazy aura, he collects his merry band of misfits and walks to the lantern at the top of the Titantron. What'd you say, Tony?
Well, who is the sixth member?
Oh, well, we'll get into that at the very end.
Yeah,
It is the wide six, yes. So he collects Gacy and Loomis and Rowan, and then Nikki Cross is already up there. He picks up the lantern with a very specific glove that he has on his hand. Now, he's not wearing two, he's only wearing one. The Fiend used to wear two gloves. He used to say hurt and heal on them. He only has one glove, same glove as the Fiend, or same like type of glove as the Fiend had. This one only says Bray.
yeah, awesome.
All timer. Anyway, after they're done killing everybody, which we don't get to see, we just see the aftermath of it. Also, crazy smoke machine go burr in this. He makes his way all the way to the entranceway into the arena, picks up the lantern with all of the Wyatt Six, says we're here, and blows it out, and that's how Raw goes off the air. Now, obviously, people are real confused because it's like, oh, it's the Wyatt Six. Who's the sixth member?
Dummy.
And I think pretty much all of us, at least the three of us here, agree that the sixth member is not a physical member of the group. It's Bray himself.
He's the
lantern.
That found the way.
Yeah, the Fireflies, however you want to put it, it's Bray who is the sixth member. There's no reason. It's called the Wyatt Six. They have 5 members, yes, but obviously Bray is still part of the group. Like, the Fiend will never show up again. Like, nothing's gonna happen. But like,
I'm really hoping they use if Bray is the lantern metaphorically, they use the unused Jason Baker model they did for the new lantern for the Fiend, where it's just the Fiend's head. That'll be so cool.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that in the documentary.
Good documentary. Go watch that.
Good documentary. Go watch it. Don't be ready to cry.
I held back for that reason.
I held back tears the whole time. I'm like, this is fucked up. Yeah. So we're all hoping for the best for those 5.
Har's back in wrestling.
Har's back in wrestling. We're so fucking back. If
the feeling is returned,
the feeling is returned. So I wanted to make sure this is a big moment for horror and wrestling and the overlap between the community. Also,
if you're still here and like you don't actively watch wrestling, you were just like curious to hear why we were talking about wrestling on this. If you haven't watched WWE in like a while and you're like, oh well, cool horror stuff, but it's gonna go down the drain. I will say like WWE has been putting out like a grittier product for the last like 6 or so months. Apparently somebody left the company that was like really holding them back or something. I don't know who it could have been, but yeah, somebody left the company at some point and now somebody else is running it. But yeah, I do have like faith that they'll do it right with the current like leadership and everything that's involved, and especially with them leaving like cable television pretty soon and going over to Netflix, where they're not going to have as many restrictions as like what the product can look like and like what they can do with the product. I have a lot of faith in it.
Yeah.
Yep. I think the only thing we really have to say about this, other than we hope they don't fuck it up, other than that, is that I wish Brody and Bray were here for it.
Absolutely.
At least they're living on respect.
Yeah. That's a real bummer way to end the podcast, but I really...
Yeah, anyway, join us next week when Halloween goes down the fucking cult road.
And just let you know, if you see Michael Myers, run. It's a double. I tied both of them in. Genius.
Especially if you see Dominican Michael Myers, you should...
Oh my god, he's
really
running. He's there.
run.
That's a car.
Yeah, I guess that'll do it for us this week. Next week, Halloween 4, don't forget, tell your friends, tell your mom. Still don't tell your dog.
Tell your dog.
No, don't tell your dog. We've said some
Michael Myers,
pretty,
right? Yeah,
pretty scary things for dogs to hear, I think. So maybe don't tell your dog.
Tell your cat?
Yeah, tell your cat. Your cat's probably fine. But yeah, next week, Halloween 4. Go follow us on Twitter. Go subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/right. Go to the description of this episode. We will have the link for our merch store. I have put up like a couple shirts since last week, I think. Pretty cool designs, I think. I could be wrong, though. They might suck, but I think they're pretty cool. Yeah, give us some money so that we can pay Tony to hire a hitman and kill the ice cream man that drives by his window.
He's in the Killer Clowns game. It's very fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the Killer Clowns game. That's what I meant,
Yeah.
But until next week, thank you for listening. Yeah, that's really all I got. I'm Sam. Tony's here.
I'm Justin.
And Justin. I didn't let Tony say I'm Tony. Go ahead, Tony.
No, I already said it.
Okay. Anyway, we're the Three from Hell. We'll fucking see you next week. Thank you. Love you. Bye.
You bye-bye.